Hello friends. Last week missed uploading. I had an idea and then all of a sudden I got a last minute job interview, so I decided to skip filming and editing that video, and so we took a little break, but we're back now. I am going to go book shopping. Today's Halloween night. What are my plans for Halloween? Absolutely nothing, because I was literally preparing for my job interview that I had today. I thought I would treat myself by going to buy some books and also get something to eat because I'm really hungry. There have been some books that have been on my radar that I want to go pick up, and also I need to renew my book membership. And so, yeah, let's go get some books, get some food. Not that I have been reading a lot as of lately, but we are here and we are going to go do that because I feel like I need a day to treat myself. So, I'm back. I did not vlog my trip to the bookstore just because I forgot. I literally got there and then I got overwhelmed by how many people there were. So then I just didn't vlog. Plus, I wasn't really sure what books I wanted to buy. Like, one I was looking at was A Striker by Anna Huang, and I was gonna buy it, and then I saw how long it was. It was like, it's a pretty thick book, and it's like, I don't know, it cost maybe like $25, and I was just like, I don't like Anna Huang that much to buy her books like that. Sorry, I know I'm all about like uplifting Asian American authors. It's just sometimes I just don't vibe with her books. Like, her books are very hit or miss for me. But I did end up getting 2 books. I got the new Percy Jackson one. I know this has been out for a while. I just haven't had the time to go and pick it up. And so, very excited to read this. I know I can read this probably in a day, so we'll see. And then the next one I got is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. Honestly, the Caraval series is not my favorite of Stephanie Garber's. I am definitely a Once Upon a Broken Heart girly. I was like, well, since I have all the other books, I might as well get this book. So I got Spectacular. I know this is like a holiday novella and it's based off of the Caraval character, so it looks like a novella, and like the illustrations inside, so pretty and all that. And also there are so many different covers for this novella. I haven't really been reading, again, like I've mentioned a lot, and just based off of my uploading schedule, we know it's been a bit rough. Got my food, I got my sushi, and so gonna eat this and just probably go on my phone for a bit. And yeah, the thing I'm currently reading right now is The Love of My Afterlife. I still haven't finished it. I got like, okay, I know if I read it today, I can get through it. I can probably finish it. It's just for some reason my brain has just been turned off of reading. I think it's due to like my hyperfixation with Dancing with the Stars right now. My hyperfixation with Dancing with the Stars right now is so insane. Like, I've watched the show on and off occasionally. Specifically, I've watched seasons 18 to 22. And then after that, it started to just like fall off my radar just because like not enough celebrities that I knew were on it. So I stopped eating that, or I stopped watching that. Girl, I guess I'm really hungry because I just looked at my onigiri. I dropped off after season 22 and stopped watching it just because there were no celebrities or like pros on the time that were like really making me stay. And so then now it's season 33, which is, first of all, crazy. But now we have actual celebs this season that are getting me to watch, like Miss Ilona Maher. Love her so much. Do I want her to win Dancing with the Stars? I don't want her to win, but I do want her to get to the finals, if that makes sense. Like, I want her to come in like 4th. Like, I think out of all of, like, I feel like with this cast and all of that for this season is that like they cast like the most normal people ever. Like, most of these celebrities are like people who genuinely had like regular lives, like a lot of them are athletes, or like The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Also so mad that Jen went home, spoiler alert, but yeah, Jen went home, kind of mad about that, but also like I had to save Alona because they did her dirty this week with the Halloween episode. Like I already like posted a TikTok and all that explaining my rant about Dancing with the Stars and all that, but I am pissed, y'all. I am so pissed at how this Halloween episode turned out. Usually Halloween episodes are like some of my favorite episodes because we get like better quality dances. I would not say that the quality of dances were better. I think it's just like there was just some weird scoring going on that just made everyone's experience watching this episode so bad. It was so, like, the season has been like rough, like the actual show wise. Like behind the scenes, the TikTok content we're getting, gold. Like we're getting probably the best behind the scenes TikTok content ever from like this season. It's just the actual show of it all sucks. Like it's not good. The judges are whack this season. I would say the choreography isn't really up to par with how it usually is, and I feel like it's just because for this season there's so many people that don't have dance experience. Like usually on Dancing with the Stars there's at least maybe like 2 or 3 people who have some dance experience or just have that natural like ability to do a lot of hard choreography. This one, there's only maybe like 2 people with actual dance experience, and the rest are just like have no dance experience, and it's so showing. And I just like, I don't know who's voting for who. Like I am personally voting for Alona up until the finale. If she gets into the finale, then I'm going to probably cast my vote for Chandler or Joey, like, because I think one of those two is deserving. I think Chandler's probably most deserving, but Disney is notable for not giving the mirror ball to their Disney stars, which is weird. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with the season, but this season has literally got me heated. Like it's got me so heated. I'm coming onto YouTube on my book account to talk about this. Like that's so crazy. Like this is probably like the most you've heard about me talk about something. Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. Never mind. I was gonna say this is probably the most you've heard me talk about something that wasn't book related, but I have literally 2 Big Time Rush videos on this channel that are both more like longer than an hour. So yeah, that's how I'm doing today and this week. So yeah, exciting. I've spent most of the day just like decompressing and all of that. And so I've been reading The Love of My Afterlife, not vlogging it because I've been reading this book for literally 3 weeks and I need to finish it. So I'm like almost done, and for the most part it's a really quick and easy read. I just don't know why I haven't been able to like complete it and all that. I mean, I do know why, but we're not gonna get into the specifics. But like overall, really enjoying this book. It's just like it's taking me a while to read. But I think the next book I'm probably gonna read is Wrath of the Triple Goddess, Percy Jackson. Like this is just, Percy Jackson books are what usually take me out of slumps and all that. So yeah, that's what I'm currently doing. It is Halloween night and this is what I'm doing with my free time. Also, like Halloween night being on a Thursday is just so weird because it just like it isn't giving, you know. Also no one trick-or-treats in my neighborhood. No one comes to the door, so it's like it's a pretty subdued Halloween most of the time. Also, it's super cold out because I'm from Canada and it's just so cold right now, so I don't even think people would be out trick-or-treating because it's so cold. But yeah, that's a little update for you. Hi friends, so a little update as to what I've been reading. It's been a couple days, maybe 2 days, since I last updated you guys on what I've been reading. And so pretty much I finished reading The Love of My Afterlife, had a really good time reading that. And then yesterday I started listening to the audiobook, and I ended up finishing the audiobook for The Teacher by Frida McFadden. And I know a lot of people like reading Frida McFadden's books, like they're just really quick thrillers and all of that. This one was the second book of hers that I read. The first one I read was like The Perfect Son, and that was just available again through like Libby. So I would listen to the audiobook for that one, but yeah, yesterday I listened to The Teacher, and I didn't necessarily enjoy it. I think it's mostly just due to the topics that were dealt with. And also, I think there were tons of plot holes in that book as well. Like, I don't think it was her best book. I know a lot of people rave about The Housemaid and all of that, so I might read it because I know that they just casted the people for the movie for it. So, yeah, I don't know. Frida McFadden, I mean, it's just like not my type of thriller and mystery, if that makes sense. Like, I think I prefer other authors out there that do this genre, but it's like, again, a quick little read. I was working yesterday and I just needed something to listen to, so I ended up listening to the audiobook for that. And then I also started listening to the audiobook for Quicksilver because I know that just came out. Just audiobook wise, I know the book has been out for a while. I think I don't know if it's self-published or traditionally published or what, but yeah, the audiobook just came out, and so I listened to the first couple chapters of it, and it is giving very much like any romantasy book that like has been popular, in this genre. Like, it was very much giving ACOTAR, a flesh of what is it? What's that book? Is it A Flesh of Blood and Ash or something like that? Yeah, I don't know. I was giving that one, I don't know. It's kind of just like, it was very much giving me ACOTAR vibe. It also doesn't help that the male narrator in the book voices Rhysand in the ACOTAR audiobook, so I was very much getting a lot of flashbacks to reading ACOTAR, but that it's fine, whatever. I'm having a good time reading it. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like a 5-star read for me, but I think I'll be very much entertained. And then I also started reading the new Percy Jackson book, The Wrath of the Triple Goddess. And again, I just love reading Percy Jackson books because these just really help me to get out of my slump. They're super easy to read, and it's so easy to just like jump into a book where there's characters that you're familiar with, and especially when it's characters that you've grown up with your like entire life with. So for me, I started reading this book. My favorite book series out of like all of Rick Riordan's books is Heroes of Olympus. I just think like that is just like, it can't be topped for me. This one is like really fun. It's part of the Percy Jackson and Olympian series, so it's sort of like, it goes the first 5 Percy Jackson books, then Heroes of Olympus, and then we dive back into just Percy Jackson's story. So I don't know, I feel like with the writing in these ones, again, like, it's really entertaining, but I don't have, again, as much of a nostalgic, like, viewpoint of these books versus, like, the first couple Percy Jackson books. So, like, overall, I've been having a good time reading it, but then, again, it's, like, the way Rick writes his books is that it's, like, Percy ages, but when he ages, it's like the environment around him changes because it reflects the current time we're in. So it's like the first Percy Jackson, Lightning Thief, very much reflects when it first came out. When did it come out? 2003 or something like that. It very much reflects the time of like 2000, like 3, 5, whatever year it came out. I don't remember what year Percy Jackson came out. But then it's like you read this book and it reflects like the time now, so like 2024, and so the math just doesn't math with the characters' ages, but whatever, you really have to suspend disbelief, and I don't think, like, out of all the things that happens in these books, like, that is, honestly, it's fine, because you have to suspend disbelief for a lot of things that happen in these books anyways. But yeah, it's like, but since the show came out, I swear, like, since the show came out, I've been having like this thing where it's like, usually I can separate how Percy Jackson looks in the books versus how Percy Jackson looks in the TV show. Like, there's obviously differences and all that, and especially with like the other characters being cast, like Annabeth, book Annabeth is different than than how TV show Annabeth looks, but then it's also like they're the same as well. It's like I've usually been able to differentiate it, but for this book, for some reason, now it's starting to blend together. So sometimes in some scenes, I think of book Percy, and then other scenes I start imagining TV show Percy. But the one constant is Grover. I keep imagining TV show Grover, Arian. I think that's his name. He's the perfect Grover. So every time I read, like, I just imagine him in these books. I can't escape it. So, yeah, but usually with like Percy and Annabeth, I can like differentiate the two. But for this one, everything's just blending in. So I've been having a very interesting time reading this because it's just like nothing has been a constant in my imagination. Like I'm really reading this on vibes. This is definitely helping me get out of my book slump and all that. And then I don't know what I'm going to be reading next, but I think I'll get through this pretty quick. I think I'm going to read a couple chapters in the next couple hours, and we'll see how that goes. Good morning. It is currently a Sunday and daylight savings just happened. Completely forgot that we got an extra hour of sleep, so I'm very well rested today. I don't have anything on my schedule or anything like that. I did most of my cleaning last night because we had people over for my grandpa's birthday. So that was fun. Today I have the day off, so I have nothing really prepared that I need to do, so I was planning on just reading for once, finally getting out of that book slump finally. And so I think I'm going to try to finish this book today. I got about 50% of the way through. So I just have another 50%, and also these books go like by really fast because they're, again, for young readers. I'm going to finish this book today, probably listen to another chapter or so of Quicksilver. I think I got up to chapter 8, and so far I'm liking it for sure. It's like, I wouldn't say it's like my favorite romantasy novel or anything like that. I feel like it's just very similar to other fantasy books I've read. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's sort of in the area of like how I thought Powerless was. It's sort of just like, it's not the most original, but like I enjoy reading it kind of thing. So like that's sort of the area where Quicksilver is. Like, it's not the most original story I've read, but overall I'm enjoying it, and I do think listening to the audiobook is just making the experience more enjoyable. I feel like if I just like sat there and read it, I probably wouldn't like it. But since the audiobook has dual narration, so like the male does all the male voices and the female does all the female voices, it's been like really fun, and the voice actors are eating, so it's like they're giving. So yeah, that's what I have planned today, and I'll probably also try to get started if I end up finishing this. I might end up getting started on the Caraval novella, because I just kind of like, it's gone to the point of the year where it's like I really want to start reading Caraval again. I don't know why, because like the first time I read Caraval, I was kind of like, oh, like this is okay, you know, but now I like kind of want to dive back into that world. So probably gonna read the novella. But yeah, those are the updates I have for you today. Okay, so I just finished reading Percy Jackson and the Wrath of the Triple Goddess, and I overall really enjoyed this book. I mean, I feel like these, in a way, sort of feel like novellas, in the sense of like, again, like a lot of these books, the storyline wraps up fairly quickly, and all of that. So there are some moments where it does feel a bit like it's dragged out, but overall, had a fun time reading this. I do think in this book as well, compared to the Chalice of the Gods, the first book, the one that comes before this one, compared to the Chalice of the Gods, I do think that this has more of a sense of just Percy's maturity throughout like all of the books and all of that, because I think, you know, in the first 5 books, he's very, he's very sarcastic, he's very funny and all of that, and so he has this very naive sense of the world. And then I think in the Heroes of Olympus series, they go through so much that he has this kind of new maturity, but also this maturity doesn't really take away from the humor or anything like this, or anything from, the original kind of Percy Jackson. But then I think with this book, it does kind of fall back into like the more funny, sort of naive Percy again. So it feels like the character growth from Heroes of Olympus almost gets stunted a bit. But then I think once Chalice of the Gods was released, I think Rick kind of sort of clocked that. And then for this one, I would say it shows Percy's maturity again. So even though like there are so many like, again, like humorous moments and all that funny moments that just make Percy Jackson, I would say that this one definitely again deals with a lot more of Percy just having a bit more like mature thoughts and sort of, Percy's a really good character in the sense that he understands people or creatures, other demigods, everyone in sort of like the mythological sense. Like he can understand where they come from and he kind of empathizes with them, but at the same time it's also him about like picking like what battles he wants to be a part of and all that. So for this one, I did think that like the side characters again weren't as strong. Like Annabeth and Grover, there were, for the most part, Annabeth acted pretty much in character, but for Grover I was sort of like, how is he like, he was treated more of like as the comedic relief of this book and all of that, and still a bit more naive, which I feel like in the previous books he again is very naive, but at the same time I thought he kind of grew out of it from the other books. So I don't know, Grover's characterization kind of confused me in this book because his actions do act as a catalyst to what happens in this book. But yeah, overall I had a fun time reading it. Again, it's a really quick read. I think the next book I'm going to pick up is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber, and we'll see how I think of that. Stephanie Garber, I would say, isn't my favorite author, but I do enjoy sort of like the whimsicalness of her books. Okay, so I just finished reading Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. This only took me about an hour and a half, I think, to read, just because I got distracted in the middle of reading it. But overall, this is such a cute holiday novella. I mean, the thing with Stephanie Garber's books is that sometimes she has like really good ideas. It's just, to me, I feel like she doesn't really know how to execute them the best. Like obviously, since she's written Caraval, I can see like the improvement she has in her writings. Like especially after writing like the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, like I can definitely see like she's improved on her writing and all of that. But overall, I had a fun time reading this. It's definitely like an enjoyable holiday novella. It's definitely more like in the point of view of Donatella. So if you're a Donatella girly, I feel like you would like this. If you're more of a Scarlet girly, I'm not sure if you would, but overall, I personally enjoyed it. I do kind of forget what happens in Caraval, in the Caraval series. I know book 1 is about Scarlet, and then book 2 is about Tella, and then book 3, I think it's like a mixture of both of them. But I actually like, I genuinely can't remember what happens in the finale, in finale. I remember the first 2 books though. But anyways, there definitely are hints to stuff that happens in Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I really liked. Again, it's like, this was a really quick and easy read. I mean, also with this one as well, it just like it felt like you were reading a picture book because there's so many nice illustrations and all of that happen that are in this book, and they're like interwoven in the writing and all of that. The Caraval series is definitely a bit more gaslighty than Once Upon a Broken Heart. I would say Once Upon a Broken Heart, like, it feels like a fairy tale in a way, where it's like Caraval, definitely it feels like you're playing a game every single time you read one of these books. Like, you don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying to you. So yeah, that is spectacular. And then I don't know what else I'm going to read this week. I think I'm going to just listen to the Quicksilver audiobook because I think I'm sick of looking at letters and words on a page. And also I need to reorganize my shelves now because the part of the bookshelf where I put all of my Stephanie Garber books can't fit this, so now I have to reorganize everything. And I don't know how I'm going to reorganize it because everything is sort of like everything sort of fits right now, and I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this novella. And maybe I'll end the video here because I feel like I got like a lot of content this week, or I guess within these past 2 days or 3 days of me reading, I've just read more than I thought. So yeah, this might be the end of the video. We'll see, but if it is, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for my next one. Bye!